This story is about Zoe Reynard, who seems to have it all. She's married to this guy, Jason. They've got 2 kids. She's a gallerist and even the CEO of her own company, where she works with up-and-coming artists. Basically, picture the perfect life, right? Then one night, she goes to an art gallery showing featuring paintings by this artist named Quentin Canosa. They meet. There's some serious flirting going on, you know how it is. Later, Zoe goes to Quentin's place, supposedly to talk business and have him sign a contract. But things get steamy, and they end up sleeping together. Afterward, Zoe's hit with a massive wave of guilt. She tries to break things off with Quentin, and they do split up a lot. But it never lasts. They always seem to find their way back to each other. Then comes this one time when Zoe goes to Quentin's to get back together, and she walks in on him doing the deed with his neighbor. Talk about awkward. Throughout all this drama, Zoe's been telling this whole story as a flashback to her therapist, Dr. Marcella Spencer. The therapist figures Zoe might have a sex addiction and thinks it's linked to some past trauma. She keeps pushing Zoe to confess something, but Zoe clams up every time and just walks out. Clearly, there's something Zoe's not ready to talk about. Zoe's addiction starts to really take over her life. She ends up sleeping with another guy named Corey, who she met at a club. One day, she comes home from work and finds Corey chatting with her mom. That's when it hits her how much she's putting her family at risk. She decides she needs to fix things with Jason. So, she sets up this awkward meeting at Quentin's apartment and breaks up with both Corey and Quentin. Can you imagine that conversation? Well, Corey doesn't take it well. He gets all angry and tries to have a go at Zoe, but Quentin steps in and stops him. As Corey is leaving, Quentin loses it and knocks him out with a vase. Zoe gets freaked out by Quentin's reaction and tries to calm him down, but he tells her she's not going anywhere. Scared, Zoe grabs this glass artwork and smashes it between them, shattering it. Then she hides from Quentin, who's chasing her with a knife. Just when things look really bad, Jason suddenly shows up and smashes a sculpture over Quentin's head. Turns out, Jason found out about Zoe's cheating by looking at her cell phone. Busted. Zoe chases after Jason, practically begging for forgiveness, but he's having none of it. Zoe is completely crushed by all the guilt and everything she has lost, and she tries to end it all and walks right in front of a car. Luckily, she survives, but she ends up in the hospital, which gives her some time to really think things over and start healing. They end up splitting up, and Jason stays in a hotel. Zoe becomes a total recluse, but eventually, she goes to a sex addiction group therapy session. That's where the root of her addiction finally comes out. She was raped by 3 boys when she was just 10 years old. At the session, she talks about how much she loves her husband, and then Jason walks in, kisses her, and takes her back. Talk about a tearful reunion.